Hey everybody, welcome to review time. I almost said Islip's Arcade. Review time. I am Islip, and today I'm going to be reviewing this bad boy here. The XTransbots. I keep getting confused what I'm looking at. XTransbots MX2 Swarm Leader Andras with Rimfire. And this is, of course, their take on Scourge, or Scourge, depending on your pronunciation. It's probably Scourge. But it's their Master X series, and I've got one more figure from them, which I'm not going to bring out, which is their Hoss figure, which I loved. It wasn't without its flaws, and this figure is not without its flaws either, but they have come such a long way from their first product. And if you're wondering what's over there, I'm sorry, this is my little area. I don't have a big space, so that's my old Nintendo over there next to my microphone. See, NES, kicking it old school style, and of course the computer I'm recording everything on. So let's get on with it. Take a look at the box real quickly. On the side it says, "He who fears is already extinct." And I have no idea if that was Scourge's voice. I forget what he sounds like. And then you've got the back of the box, which features a bunch of characters. For the most part, I could care less about as far as with the Autobots. The Autobots, I could care less about. But you've got their Apollyon, which is Megatron. You've got Rimfire, and let's bring this closer. Oops, why did that stutter? Rimfire and Scourge. And you've got a bunch of sweeps. You've got some airplanes, which look like Dreadwing and Darkwind. So that's going to be interesting. And of course, you've got Cyclonus and his Armada. So, yeah. Let's see. On this side, it again says the He Who Fears is already extinct. It has a picture of Scourge, or Andras, but we'll probably just go with Scourge for the rest of the review, because I'll forget. And a little techie diagram of him. So, let's open up the box and get out what you get inside. So, you get, of course, you get your instruction booklet, which I did get stuck once, to be honest with you. I got stuck when it came to transforming the feet. Everything else, honestly, I pretty much figured out without help. But the feet, and these instructions really do not help with the feet. The feet is one point of contention I have with this product, and when we get to that part, you'll see why. If you haven't already seen any other reviews, you've got your little bio card, some parts here for Apollyon, which I'm planning to get actually, and the little thruster tips, which I'll apply in a little bit. They unfortunately do not stay on very well. I should probably not put that back in the box. Put that over here. And yeah. Now in the clamshell, you get Scourge with Rimfire. You get, and I think wasn't his. I'm trying to remember. I think was his name Fracas, or was it Scatter? No, Fracas. I think it was Fracas, right? Maybe it's Haywire. I forget. You get his regular gun, which can be stored in vehicle mode. You get this pretty decent flight stand. And yeah, so let's get this open. This is one of the few Transformers. I have very few Transformers that I am keeping the boxes for. Even some of my masterpieces, Oh, no, actually I think I've got all the boxes to all my masterpieces. We'll get the flight stand out first. Just this pretty nice looking clear doohickey. See, clear? This is my head. Ouch! Poke myself. And I'm not sure if it's meant to go this way or this way. If he goes this way, that's I'll do it this way. No, actually, I might have done it. Well, whatever. This is the way I have it normally. You know what? It can go either way, but we'll just leave it this way. And I do that because then you can put the weapons facing forward. And I like that. So we'll put that off to the side for now. His little gun, which does have the masterpiece-ish posts. And an extra post here for... I'm not sure what that extra post is for, to be honest with you. Because I don't think it's used when you plug it into the underside to hide it. It's not really used, so I don't know what it's for. And of course you get... we get this really nice looking Scourge, who he looks... They definitely did a little bit more to him to make him look up, definitely better than in the cartoon as far as I'm concerned. And definitely better than the toy. The toy looked like an upside down surfboard or something. He looks more like almost like a speedboat, armored speedboat slash torpedo submarine thing. And yeah, I like him. I'm just gonna fold these back in. We'll put them on the flight stand. There is a little peg right here. Not a peg, a little spring-loaded panel here that just pop this in there, like so. And then you've got your Andras floating, and it's a bit wibbly wobbly, but it's not. It doesn't feel like it's gonna fall over or anything. And I just cannot get these panels to line up quite properly. That is a small point of contention because he still looks pretty good. That's another point though, is, let me tilt this down, that now when he came out the box, I remember him being a little bit more pegged together better, but since then he does not want to pegs in very well. So we'll put this back in here. He's got a little peg. I guess it's a universal flight stand because he's got another peg here which does nothing in any other mode. He only has in any other mode, like he's got more modes. Anyway, let's get on with it. Let's put the little peg things in. Now the peg things go over these thruster things which are made to light up, but there are no batteries in them. And it's a bit annoying because these peg things don't stay in very well. They fall out at the slightest provocation. And yes, I'm using big words today. Why? I don't know. And you can hear my neighbors, and I guess their kids never go to frickin' school or anything. So I have the door open because it's bloody hot in here. So yeah. Kid ended up tripping and landing about 15 feet away from the shoe that he must have tripped on. So anyway, yeah, so here we go. And now I don't know why, for some reason I cannot get this part was staying properly. If you look, okay, well, just take the flight stand off. If you look, there is a gap between this part and this part. That's not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be flush like this. So these are all level, but it wants to be a jerk for the video because I've never had that problem. But yeah, we'll take Rimfire off. And he looks great. He looks like he's supposed to. You can, if you decide to, take the gun and stick it in there and have him with the gun firing. We can take that off too. This also plugs in underneath. If you open this panel here, you can see right there is a little slot for this. Now, and see, that's the thing though. See, I don't understand what this other handle is unless it's just there for decoration, which if it is, it bugs me because it's just kind of hanging out there, not doing anything, and it's only, it's just on one side, and that bugs me. Okay, so that plugs in like that, and then you go ahead and get the pegs all lined up so that they will go back in. Come on. There we go. And this is the underside, and it cleans up pretty well. These become the robot arms, but they do look like they're thrusters. This is a robot body. It still looks like a robot body, but for the most part, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I just wish I didn't have such gap issues, but that's, I don't know. That might be more me because like I said, it wasn't so gappy when I got it out of the box. So, but otherwise, it's a pretty slick and streamlined thingamajigger. And bonus, you can come over here and pull this head up. It's on a It's on a peg here, which does slide up. So if you want to, and I want to, and it's being really stubborn, you can raise the head up. And there's a way to do this so that it doesn't look so gappy. And all right, so what you're meant to do is leave this slid down. Get that all back into its little box form. Come on. Come on, man. Come on. Alright. And just do that. And from the side, it looks a little silly. From the back, it looks bad. But I still got to get that little peg piece that's on the floor. Sorry about knocking the camera. Ugh. Okay. Alrighty. So, there we go. So you've got Scourge in his whatever it was that he kept doing during G1, where he'd be flying and all of a sudden his head would be sticking out. I think in the G1 toy you're able to attach the gun to his head. I don't remember, but you can't do that here. You can take the flight stand and again put him back on the flight stand. Put him back on the flight stand, and then you can take his weapon dude and just like have it there so it's like flying with him. It actually looks from here, honestly from here it looks almost like, the way it's folded up, it kind of looks like an Insecticon. It looks like a cross between Bombshell, like it's got Shrapnel's body type and Bombshell's proboscis. And if you have another weapon, you can take it and stick it over there. And the wonderful, well, I'll go on to that later. Let's just go on with the transformations. We'll go with Rimfire. His transformation is simple. He turns into a gun-ish. I call it a gun-ish because it's not really a gun. Look at that. I mean, his head is right there. So just go ahead and unpeg his arms if they're pegged in. Just put them out to the side for now. Take these pieces right here, pull them to the side, rotate them down. Open, hopefully you can't hear that too well. Open these panels to become the feet. Let's make sure we're zoomed in on the right thing. You're going to flip this piece up, put the arms down at the shoulders, take the waist here and straighten it up. Bring this piece down, and then you're going to slide that up, and there you have the Target Master, who looks really good in robot mode or Nebulon mode, depending on depending on, I don't know, depending. And you can have him standing on top of Scourge if you want to. If you want to think of Scourge as a space what do you call it, surfboard kind of thing, you can have. There is enough posability in Andras to have him look like he is surfing on Scourge. And I just hit my microphone. It's just great. Give me a moment to fix this. Now the finish on Scourge or Andras is glossy, so he is very slippery. But yeah, you can do that if you want to have him riding on there. That's that. Let's go on with Andras. Let's take him off of his whatchamacallit, his post thing. And let's go ahead and get down to the transformation. So if you, I'm going to pop the head back down because it does not need to be up for the transformation. You know what? Let's just pop these all out for now. We're going to pop these out because if we don't pop them out, they're going to pop out on their own. And I don't feel like chasing after them. So put the head back down to where it was supposed to be. Like so. And what you're going to do is we're going to start loosening stuff up. Pull these out on the side. I'm not 100% sure on what the proper steps are to do. I'm just going to do what I do. I'm going to unpeg these panels. Unpeg these panels as well. I probably should have unpegged those first. Fold them down a little bit just to get them out of the way. We're going to go ahead and loosen these bits from back here. That goes like that. And now I'm doing this to the camera now because my line of sight is, I wonder if you can see me. Yeah, you can see me. My line of sight is compromised with this camera cell phone. See, cell phone. That's my cell phone. Let's get that back up. There we go. Alrighty. Come back here. We gotta unpeg a lot of stuff. Unpeg there. Unpeg. I'll lift up and unpeg there. So you start having what looks like an exploded piece. And you know what? I just realized a little while ago, or not a few days ago, that Energon Mirage, I think it's Mirage is the blue one, kind of reminds me of this guy a lot, especially in the transformation and the shell formery. As you can see, pretty much the entire ship is a shell. Yeah. But that's how it was with the G1. You're going to take these bits here, unpeg them, bring them out, and get them out of the way. Just going to get them out of the way. Let's bring this back some more. And if I sound really loud in the microphone, I apologize. I do not mean to be. Okay, what are we going to do now? We are going to flip this up like so, and then this flips up like that, and then you just fold it back in so it looks like that. Then we're going to bring this whole piece up, bring these pieces down so they are around the side, flip this back, and then rotate the head and the collar 180 degrees. So now you've got Scourge's head and his collar, and I guess you could have waited till a little bit later to do that, but you can't leave the head for the last piece because otherwise you won't be able to complete the transformation. You're going to take the gun out. I completely forgot that was in there. Take the gun out. Let's see. Okay. You're going to take the gun out. Okay, you're going to flip these pieces down. Flip these pieces just down like that. And I can see what another reviewer was talking about, how it looked like this thing looked like it needed to be cleaned, like it was dusty inside. I don't know if you can see that, but it does indeed appear to have need of cleaning, and that's something that XTransbots should have done before they shipped out this figure. But that said, you're going to take these pieces, flip them up like that for now, just so you can get this piece here. And just bend the legs out of the way. Rotate this 180 degrees Make sure that these flaps are closed. And then this has a double bendy joint. You're going to take that, you're going to flip that over so it's like that. Take these and flip them down so they're resting there, and this way you don't have issues. You're going to take this whole backpack and that slides up until it clicks. And you're done with the backpack cape thing. This doesn't feel right. This feels like it should be. There we go. Let's go with, we're going to leave the most difficult part till the end. We'll take the hands. They store it in the forearm. And there's a little peg, thankfully, right here. You're going to flip that out. And as you can see, the thumb on my figure has gone missing. That's because it's in there, because it comes off every single time. Every single time. It's a little teeny weeny thing. Come on, let's focus on that. Focus on that. Whatever. It's this little teeny weeny thing, and it pegs onto this little tiny weeny peg, which the other one has a lot of stress marks. It is ingenious in one sense because you get a lot of flexibility. It's scary in the other sense because it's this really, really tiny little thing. And there's, I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't, but there are, well, come on. Right there. There, you can't see it. It's just not working. There are stress marks on that thumb where I have to keep forcing it back on. But anyway, now that we've gotten the thumb back on, we can close this back up and just get that out of the way. We'll pose the hand in a minute. We got to get the other hand out, and I'm hoping I won't have to put the thumb back on. Come on, baby. Come on. Okay, good. This one looks like the thumb will stay on. The fingers are on these really tiny joints. Let me see if I can. You can see right there, right in the middle, right there, that white area. That's not reflection. That is an actual stress mark. So, yeah. As much as I like the fingers, I would rather they have made them a little more conventional. Maybe use pins instead. Something that won't snap off if I look at it wrong. Anyway, we're going to take the feet. Or we're going to take the front of the vehicle because they're not feet yet. We're going to take them. And they don't fold forward to become feet. What you're going to do is, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to push right here. Push that. And push that. So it gives you clearance for this joint here because you're going to fold this over to become the calf. And as you're doing that, you have to push this piece through, which I really hate doing. This was another bad decision. What they should have done is, if they were going to have these feet slide through here, they should have made the foot smaller. They should have made the foot smaller, because when you're pushing it through, it tends to a lot of times get a little stuck, and then you have to force it through, and it stresses the plastic. It's flexing the plastic. I don't like that. And no matter what I do, I end up having to, one way or another, putting it back together putting it back in is even worse, because then what happens is it pushes so hard it splits the plastic down here, and I don't like that. I don't. That was a really bad idea, XTransbot. Then you unfold the foot somehow, and we'll fix that in a bit. Push this in. Okay. This goes like so. And then you fix the heel however you have to fix the heel. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, did I? Yeah. Okay. That's inside. Alright. So make sure, I almost forget to, when you're transforming this both ways, make sure that the landing gear is facing out while you're trying to get the foot past this point here. I hate this part. Now it's not even doing it at all. And I just see. Okay, come on through. And this was the part I hated when I first transformed it. It was out this tight, yeah. Hold on one second. Here we go. Andras in robot mode. Let's adjust his hands. Okay. Alrighty. There we go. Oh. So there he is in robot mode. And sorry for the extra glare. There is a light right behind me, which you can see right here over this little area. You can see. Let's go ahead and move closer. So yeah, there we go. We've got Andras in his robot mode, and he definitely looks the part of Scourge. He really does. And I love this figure. With, you know, the exception of the feet transformation and the little things popping off, of course, and the thumbs popping out. So he is pretty cool. Let's go ahead and put the little things back on where they're supposed to go. I'm tempted to glue them in, but if I glue them in, then I won't be able to open up the whatchamacallit to put the batteries in when I finally get them, which I may never do. But it bothers me that there is a gimmick that I'm not using. There's a feature that I'm not using. But yeah, and there's his back. It doesn't look too bad. It really does not. And his cape bits are a bit posable, so if you want to have them flaring out, you can have them flaring out. And I'm spinning all over my camera. But yeah, just leave them back down if you want to. And let's go over posability. Head is on a tiny swivel that doesn't really do much. He nods. You can look left and right. Rotate at the shoulder, a 360 if the cape wasn't in the way. Arms go in and out here. Rotates at the lower shoulder. He's got a double bend due to transformation, which means that you can give him something and he can, you know, he can pick. Let's see, can he pick his nose? Yep, he can pick his nose if he wanted to. And eat the booger. So he's eating the booger. Yeah, that's gross, I know. But yeah, the fingers, the thumbs have two joints. One, well, technically it's a double jointed. Yeah, it's got three joints. A ball joint, which has a little ball and socket kind of thing. Fingers are on these really little scary, like you can see how thin those are, but they have a surprisingly nice range of motion and they feel good to play around with. I like this. And of course I love his manicure. That is awesome. He is not afraid. He is like so secure in his robo manliness that he can wear that and not be threatened. And in case you were wondering, that little Decepticon sticker there, it is one of a repo label for that came with it was a that came with words. What am I looking for? Oh, some old World's Smallest Transformer knockoffs I got years ago that came with it. So I need to get a bigger one, but that'll do for now. Waist rotates. I don't know if it rotates any farther because it hits the backpack, but it rotates pretty goodly. Yes, I said goodly. Splits all the way out. It rotates up here at the hip, thigh, whatever. I don't know what that is. It's there. Goes in and out. Bends that far, and then of course the feet you can you can fudge with. I almost said a bad word because the feet piss me off. So, and he's got heels. He's got nice heels, which are, thankfully the screws are tight, so the part that's holding the heel is fairly tight. So you can get him in some poses if you want to. I usually just have him in poses where I'm just trying to make him look like he's menacing or something. He kind of looks like a space vampire. He just needs fangs. Now, I've seen other reviews. I actually started watching Skullface. He's doing reviews, and actually, for the most part, he actually does pretty good ones. Well, I shouldn't say that. That's not what I meant to say. What I meant to say was he does the reviews, and for the most part, I agree with his what he's saying about his reviews, including this one. He's the one who, like, the plastic. It's hard. It feels good, but at the same time, it almost feels knockoff-ish. I don't know. I can't explain it. And it's very sharp. It ends in points. You could, hurt yourself with it. And it's dusty. It's dusty as hell. It is dusty as hell. Now, the paintwork on mine is pretty darn good. There are a few issues where the thing comes together, but I really can't say I expect anything less. Why are we... Let's straighten your feet out. Straighten your legs out. That's what it is. Let's straighten your legs out so you're standing straight. Yeah. Because he looks lopsided for some reason. There we go. Yeah. But yeah, if you have not watched any of his reviews, watch him. He does a lot of reviews on like XTransbot KFC stuff. And he doesn't hold any punches, And at first that used to irk me because it used to be like it felt like he was bashing everything. I should cut this part out. But anyway, bashing everything KFC. But no, he makes some valid points with a lot of their stuff. Anyway, so on to his weapons. He can hold his weapons pretty decently. For some reason, I have a hard time getting... I think is it this one to stay in his right hand? I think so. No, that fits perfectly. Maybe it's a different... Let's take Rimfire and get him transformed up back again into his fire mode. I wonder if there was a transformer called Rimfire before. I think there was. But anyway. Oh, hold on. Gotta fold this up. Just trying to do this real quickly, and it's actually taking me longer than expected because I am a buffoon. A buffoon! Alright. Okay, I'm doing something wrong. Oh yeah, that's correct. I'm doing it right. It's just that the head of this target master does not fit in anywhere properly. Just sits there, and it always throws me off. And let's get this going. Okay. So we get him. And now this is the tricky part because of the way it's designed. Originally, I don't think this guy was designed to have his arms peg in there. So we'll just get his arms out of the way for now. Because of the way this is, you have to slide Andras' fingers through here before you can peg him in there. So let's see if I can do this. Come on. Whoops. There we go. Pegged in. I guess I can peg everything else in. And that's a shame that you have to... There's another arm. You have to mistransform the... I was going to say the minicon. The target master before you can get it into the hand. Shoot, and it popped out. See if I can get in there again. Whatever. Oh, no, I gotta. Okay, whatever. It does fit in the hand. It does, but it's such a pain in the butt. And not really necessary because he's got his gun there. And he looks kind of silly in his gun mode. So we'll just put him off to the side. However, if you've got something with a long enough post, his grip is enough that he can hold other weapons fairly decently. You know, provided you're not going to be moving him around too much. But let's see if I can get this. Don't make a liar out. There we go. So you can see here he is. Oops. Well, because the post is so big, it does fit pretty well. Let's see if I can do this. Let me see if I can do this. It's not the most securest fit, but you can see he can still hold other weapons as long as you're not moving around too much. But he can hold other weapons. And then, in case you're wondering what this is the Perfect Effect, Frenzy and Rumble set. This is the Frenzy Rumble or the Rumble Frenzy, whatever. It's a blue guy. And I've actually decided to just make him just make him his own guy. I mean, he looks, now that we've got the Masterpiece Frenzy and Rumble, he looks different enough that he can get away with. And yes, there is an Autobot sticker and a Decepticon sticker on his really tiny. If you kind of you're wondering how big he is super tiny. But yeah, you can do that if you want. Move that over. Let's do some quick size comparisons. We got Andras there. Let's take G1 Galvatron. And yes, I know it's in bad shape, but you can see he scales really well with G1 Galvatron, who looks honestly like crap. I'm not going to lie to you. I do not have any current figures out. They're all in my closet. They're trapped in my closet. So we're going to have to go with what we can. Here we have the G1 Seacons with Piranacon, and he's a little bit taller than that. Let's see what else. This is going to be a little difficult, but we'll do it. Come on, then. Let's go. Oh, here he is, next to Metroplex, and yes, his hand is missing because it pops off. His other hand is right here. It's Mega Moon Man's 3D printed hands, which have more posability, but for me they pop off a lot. And the only reason they pop off is because I had to shave some things down. But you can see he looks pretty good next to him. I mean, he probably should look like that, but if I can get DX9's versions to do that. But yeah, so what else? A Nintendo cartridge of Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. And yes, this still works. And what else? What else do I have that everybody else would have? Xbox 360 controller. Wii U controller. Hey, look, you can see me. But you can see me over there too, so. And Star Wars 4, 5, and 6. Or the original trilogy. The only ones that I really care about. So, yeah. So there he is. This is XTransbots version of Scourge, Andras. MX2, was it? Was it MX2? Yes, MX2 Storm Leader 86. Don't know why it says 86. I don't know if that's the year it came out or if they really think they made 86 things. I don't think XTransbot made 86 products. Anyway, he is cool. He's got some issues. I almost forgot some things. Again, there's the light up eyes and stuff. I don't have batteries for that. But you flip this open. There are two little doors in here where you can stick a Matrix of Leadership if you have the right size one. I don't. Oh, I do. He's with my Year of the Horse MP10, but I don't know where that is. And then if you do this, he's got the key to Vector Sigma. I don't know if it comes off. Does it come off? It does not come off. Key to Vector Sigma, which honestly looks like a Robo Poop. So, and yeah, I know Ben's Collectibles already said that, but that's what it looks like. It looks like poop. It looks like a robotic poop. It looks like something squat down in his chest and laid a poop. And yeah, I don't remember if it was black. Was it black? Because I'm pretty sure it was a color, but because it's stuck in there, I'm pretty sure I can't get it out. I wouldn't be able to color it even if it was a color, but you've got that. And yeah, it is one fine figure with some really annoying problems. The panels not quite lining up. That's not a super huge annoying problem. That just might be me and every other YouTuber who has transformed this figure. The fingers. While the fingers are great and awesome to pose and stuff, they are really scary because of the little joints that are connecting them. And seeing as the joints on that hand already, the thumb joint has a stress mark in it. Yeah. The feet are not a small problem. The feet are a huge problem. XTransbot, if for some reason you hadn't end up watching this video, I don't know why you would, but if you please do a production run of these with smaller feet. I mean, honestly, hold on. They don't have to be that wide. They really don't. They don't need to be that wide. You don't need to make them quite that long. So this way you can fold them in easier without feeling like I'm going to break something, like I have to fight with the damn thing. And then, of course, the dust, the dusty feel to the plastic, to the inside of the plastic. It looks dusty. I'm looking at it right now. It's hard for you to see because of all the light and everything, but it looks dusty. It feels like there's dust in there. And that needs to not be happening. I mean, I paid $159 for this figure. I mean, it's great, but because of those problems, the dusty thing is a little problem, but even that knocks it down. But because of the feet, mostly because of the feet, it really does not feel like it should be $160 toy. It feels like it should be maybe $120, maybe $100, not $160. So you did great. You did great, but you stumbled greatly too. So hopefully they'll fix that for their upcoming releases. Aside from that, though, I really, 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 really love this figure. I really do. I really do. And that's coming from somebody who hated Scourge. I hated that toy because it looked so stupid. But this looks really great. This really does. So, that's my review. Should you buy it? That's up to you. And I hear we got somebody else coming out with a Scourge, so we'll see how that one comes out. Hopefully better. Hopefully better. Do I feel ripped off? I don't feel ripped off by getting this toy. I like it. It's got enough redeeming qualities to it. It just has some minor and one major issue that hopefully will be addressed in the future, and maybe even have the the engineers re-engineer some parts, because they shouldn't be that difficult. I mean, this toy is not a difficult toy to transform, except when you get to the feet. When you get to the feet, it is horrendous. Everything else feels sturdy, aside from the fingers, but you know, all you're doing is popping them out of the whatchamacallit anyway. But the feet feel like I'm going to destroy the feet and the legs, the lower legs, in transforming this. So, there's that. Thank you for joining me for another review. I am Icelip, and I have no idea how long this thing is going. Almost an hour. Thanks for watching. Ciao.